Hey y'all, hey, welcome to another episode of Sweet News You Can Use. My name is Cynthia Carr, owner and operator of Cakes by Cynthia here in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm your business coach in your business of baking. I've been in the industry now for over 30 years. I had my retail store for a little over 15 years, and I've had my food truck for a little over 3 years. So I think it's safe to say I know a little thing or two about the business of baking. So let's get into today's episode of learning the business around your baking. So many times I hear from people on Instagram particularly, and sometimes on Facebook too, where they're asking me questions, about baking. Do I teach how to bake cakes? Do I teach how to decorate cakes? Do I teach how to make wedding cakes and things of that nature? And I've always told them no, because that's not where my passion lies, you guys. My passion lays where I actually get to teach you guys the business of baking. And what I mean when I say that is this just an expensive hobby for you, or is it an actual business, for you? Because you guys, you have to put in just as much effort into the actual business as you do the product itself. So think of, when you're learning how to make a cake, so to speak, or you want to learn how to do a certain, technique. I know. Prime example, when I first started my business. I first started my business in 2007 is when I started. No, I started Cakes by Cynthia in 2005. And when I started Cakes by Cynthia in 2005, I thought it was just, okay, let me make nice cakes, let me make pretty cakes, and let me sell them. And that was that. 2007, I thought I learned enough about the business, so I thought, whereas though I can get my own retail store. I opened up a retail store in 2007, and in 3 months, I fell flat on my face. Why? Because I thought all it took was to make pretty cakes and the people will come. I was evicted within 3 months from my first shop. And it was back home in my kitchen, in my home kitchen I went. Because I thought I was ready. Because I thought all it took was me selling a cake. I didn't know the business around it. I thought I was experienced enough where so I can run out here, take my money that I had saved up and get me a retail store. And I did that. And I fell flat on my face in 3 months. I said, okay, no biggie. I'm going to go back home, revisit this thing, see what it is that I need to do, so that way when I come back out, I'll be prepared. So I went back home in my kitchen and I took courses, I educated myself more, on the business, of baking and things like, and learned everything that I thought I needed to learn, to go back out there again. So I went back out there again in 2009 to get another retail store. Only this time I lasted in that store a little over a year. It's about 18 months. It's about 18 months that I lasted in that store. I know it was over a year that I lasted in that store. Guess what? I failed again. I fell flat on my face again. And what happened different this time was I was like, okay, I'm making enough money now where so I can cover the bills at home and at the shop, which before at first in 2007, I didn't learn that. I thought I just needed to make enough money to cover the bills at the shop. Not realize I needed to make enough money to cover the bills at the shop and at home, because that was now my full-time job. I needed enough income to cover expenses on both ends. So, and I didn't do that the first time. So that's why I was evicted in 3 months. But when I came back out in 2009, 2 years later, I came back out again and I lasted a little over a year. And I was making enough money then, to cover the bills at home and to cover the bills at the shop. But I failed again. Why? Because I didn't know and I didn't learn that I needed to take the money that I was making and put it back into the business. I was taking that money and spending it on everything but. Everything but what I was supposed to have been spending on. That's what I was spending that money on. You couldn't tell me nothing when the money was coming in. I was making thousands of dollars a week. Oh, I thought I was living the good life then because all of this money was coming in, and I didn't realize, and I wasn't taught that the money that I was making, I needed to put it back into the business so I can sustain the business. So guess what? Like I said, it failed again. I was right back home in my kitchen again. So I was like, okay, Cynthia, you're going to come back out again. You're going to go into another retail store, because quitting was not an option for me at all. I knew I wanted this thing that bad. I wanted to have a business that I can leave my kids, someday, that they can run when I'm no longer, here, something that can go on for generations and generations. And I knew in order to do that, I couldn't do it the way that I have been doing it. So I went back home into my kitchen again. After I got evicted the second time, I went back to my kitchen again, and I learned some more. I dived deep into more courses, learning more things that I needed to learn. And I came back out again in 2013. Only difference this time, I was in a relationship with my now husband, Earl, and we opened up the shop together in 2013. The thing that I did different this time that I didn't do the other times was I got an accountant. Yes, like me getting an accountant changed the game for me. It really did, because I was able to sit down with my accountant and actually see my numbers on paper, to actually see what my business was doing, and he trained me to know what to look for and what not to look for, so to speak, in the business. So I'll know what to keep on the menu, what to get off of the menu, where to spend the money at in the business, where not to spend the money at in the business, and then where I need to put more, money at in the business, and things like that. I didn't know all of that before. So that's why I tell you guys, is it an expensive hobby that you have, or is it an actual business? Because if it's an actual business, you guys, I promise you, it's so much more than just making a cake and posting it on social media and trying to get people to buy. You have to know those numbers. That's why it's so important for you to know what to charge for your cakes. Know where to buy your supplies at, for the cakes that you're making every week. Because spending the money at the retail stores ain't it. It's going to leave you busted and disgusted and broke at the end of the day, with very little and very thin, profits at the end of the day. So making cakes is so much more than just making a cake and posting it on social media. Because once my accountant showed me what it is that I needed to know to run my business and to be able to scale my business and to be able to be successful in my business and for my business to thrive, it's all about those numbers and putting those numbers on paper, in addition to marketing, of course. But it's all about those numbers, you guys. You have to know what your business is doing, so you'll know how to scale, so you'll know when to scale. So if you're working at home and you want to go into a cake shop, you just can't say, oh, I'm working at home and I'm doing this amount of orders a week, now it's time for me to go into a shop. It's not that simple. I say all that to say, you guys, invest in your business. You know how when customers call you, because I know all of you guys have experienced it. You know how when customers contact you and ask you for a quote on your cake, and they asking you all of these questions, about a cake. Yeah, I want my cake this flavor. I want it to look like this, and I want it to look like this. And I mean, they just going like full detail with everything. And you on the other end, it's like, yeah, I hear all of that, but you didn't pay a deposit yet. So we can't really, get into detail about, your order until an actual deposit is made, because that's when I'll start working. That's when I'll start doing the research or whatever it is I need to research on for your order or XYZ, whatever. That's when I'll start doing that, when an actual deposit is made. And in order for them to get a result. So basically, that's what you got to do with your business. You have to invest in your business so you can get a result. Hopefully I'm making sense to you, because I know I'm making sense, but sometimes I do confuse myself. But yeah, in order for you to get results, you have to invest into your business. Just like in order for the customer to get a result, they have to invest in you, or they have to pay for that order. You have to do the same thing. Because otherwise, if you don't, you're going to be constantly spinning your wheels, trying to figure out what to do, how to do it, when to do it, why to do it, because you don't have the tools that's needed in order to get that job done. So that's why it's so important, you guys, for you to learn the business around baking and to also invest in your business, so that way you can thrive, and so that way you can be successful, and so that way you can move to the next levels, that you want to go to. You have to be able to invest into your business so that way you can get there. Otherwise, you're going to be like a hamster on a, what's that saying that they say, you're going to be like a hamster on a hamster wheel, where you're just spinning in circles and not going anywhere. That's exactly what it's going to be like for you if you don't learn the business around your baking. Now, if it's an expensive hobby for you and that's working for you, then do that. But if you're doing this thing for it to be a business for longevity, because you want to someday get into a retail store, or if you're already in a retail store and you want to be able to scale your retail store up into those next levels, you have to be able to invest into your business so you can learn those things. You know what I mean? Get yourself an accountant, so that way you can see on paper exactly what your business is doing. And so you can exactly see what your business is not doing. So that way you'll know where to put that money at. So you're not frustrated at the end of the week and you find yourself, oh my goodness, I worked so hard this week and the money is not there. I only made this amount of money. It's other ways that you can make streams of income as well when your cake orders is not coming in like they normally do. Because yes, we have slow seasons. I know our slow season is the summer months. From June to August is slow in my retail store. But I don't get frustrated. You know why? Because I have other streams of income that's coming in that supplement for what I don't have coming in cake orders. So those things you have to learn, so that way when you have those slow seasons, you're not sitting there twiddling your thumbs wondering, oh my God, what I'm gonna do, and you freaking out because you don't have any money coming in, because you're not learning the business of baking. All you're focused on is worrying about how to make pretty cakes and posting them on social media and getting people to buy. You don't have to be frustrated in this industry. There's so many different streams of income that you can make from this business, all from just baking cakes. You know what I mean? So you have to learn those things, and I teach those things as well, over in my business of baking blueprint, of how you can make other streams, of income when the cake orders are not coming in. I show you how you can set up fundraisers. I show you how you can do vending events. I show you how you can sell like your recipes and digital items online, so that way that's constant money that's coming in, around the clock, even when you're sleeping at night, because all it requires is download. Doesn't require any effort, on your end. I show you all of those things. I show you how you can go on to the Alibaba website and create your own product, because you also want to have in your business, our industry is a service-based industry, meaning there's only so many hours in the day that we can provide that service. You know what I mean? So you also want to get in your service-based business, like our industry, like the bakery industry. You also want to get in that business a product, a product that can sell without you having to physically make it. You know what I mean? So, because at the end of the day, like I said, it's only so many hours in the day that you can provide that service. So you also want to create a product for yourself. That's why I created Sinful Cakes No Heating Required Cake Drip. That's a product. That's not something that I have to stand there, day in and day out, spending countless amount of hours making. It's a product that I can just stick a shipping label on it and send it out the door. You also have shipping, whereas though you can create a shippable product. I always tell people, you want to ship your cake, you want to ship your cupcakes, put them in jars. You can do that. It's so many different streams of income that you can do around your baking business, so you're not being left frustrated at the end of the week of wondering, oh my goodness, why I only made this amount of money, or oh my goodness, I didn't have no orders this week. You know what I mean? So you also want to learn the business around your baking, you guys, and it's so very important, especially if you want your business to grow to that next level, especially if you're at home and you're a home baker and you want to go into a retail shop. You have to know all of these things. You have to be able to do all of these things, so that way you're not just dependent on one, that way you're not just dependent on one income. So I can't stress this enough to you guys. It's so very important to invest in your business. Learn what it is that you need to learn. You want to learn it from those who is in the industry. Like you said, I'm more than happy to be your business coach. If you need, if you're looking for a business coach and you want to be able to grow your business, you want to be able to thrive in your business, and you want to be able to be successful in your business, you have to invest into a mentor and invest into a course, that will teach you the business, the business of baking. Basically what this is, you want someone to be able to teach you those things, because like I said, if you don't learn it and tap into those resources that you have, you're going to be, like I said, a hamster on that wheel, just spinning and going nowhere because you don't know. Or you're going to be wasting a lot of money trying to figure it out. And why do that when the resources are available to you, the people are available to you for you to reach out to them so you can get the tools that you need to be able to thrive. Thank you guys so very much for watching today. This was so much fun. I love coming on, I love coming on, chatting with you guys, giving you guys information, pouring into you guys, educating you. I just love it. I love it. And thank you guys so very much for tuning in. Until the next video, I'll talk to you guys soon. Love y'all. Bye.